was my dad. And he was a world-renowned aviation attorney and a lifelong airplane enthusiast and pilot. He was a huge advocate for others getting into flight.
He thoroughly enjoyed flying. Okay, he enjoyed the sense of freedom, he enjoyed the discipline, he enjoyed all the things about it, all the aspects of it. It was all about sharing with an upcoming generation the skills to not only have a successful life, a meaningful life, but a life that you totally enjoy. And I think that's what he did, and I think he's accomplishing that.
What I've learned about Greg through both his family members and through the scholarship, the passion that he brought to the aviation industry, both from his personal love for flying, but also from a legal perspective. He just was an outstanding champion for aviators across the country and here in Annapolis as well. And I think that the ability for us to continue that legacy with his name in the scholarship is just outstanding for the students of Anne Arundel County Public Schools.
It was pretty obvious to us on day one what we wanted to do to honor his memory and his legacy, which was to enable other folks, specifically kids in the Anne Arundel County Public School system, to become pilots themselves, particularly those who didn't necessarily have the means to become pilots on their own.
One of the problems with learning to fly is the expense. It's not a cheap endeavor to start off. The rewards are phenomenal. I mean, there's captains now making $800,000 a year, but the initial investment is substantial. And this scholarship goes a long way in deferring the initial cost towards getting what's known as your so-called private pilot license.
We saw several students bring forth an application that met all the criteria, that they had a passion for the pursuit of their pilot's license. So what was very inspiring for me personally was just seeing that there is a population within the county that has this desire. I think we have obviously resources here in the county. We have our own airfields. We have, of course, the Naval Academy, which turns out naval aviators. And I heard some of that come through in some of the interviews that we have with these students in terms of their desire to pursue not just maybe commercial careers, but also military careers within their upcoming plans. So that's very encouraging and exciting. I think because of where we live in this country, that's a very it makes a lot of sense for those students to have that passion and desire to go down that path.
In my dad's life, something that he was notorious for doing was convincing whoever was sitting next to him at lunch, at dinner, at wherever he was really, to become a student pilot.
My name is Peter Seabrook. I attend Broadneck High School as a senior. Since a very young age, I've always wanted to be a pilot. I really felt like that I could make my lifelong dream come true finally.
When I started looking through the different types of opportunities we give through the school system, obviously we do grants for many different opportunities, but this one scholarship in particular did resonate with me, like I said, with my background in aerospace and defense, and knowing what it takes to become a pilot for some of the aircraft that we provide. It was kind of a natural fit. Love to see the next generation of aviators that are coming through the school system, and to talk to them and understand what's going to motivate them to become the best pilot they can become within their career.
When I think about flying, I think of freedom, creativity, and awe. I believe a lot of skills are very important. I think you need to be studious and disciplined and have grit and be able to perform under pressure. Whenever I was younger, I got to see both the Blue Angels for the first time and to fly in a Cessna for the first time in one summer. And between seeing the Blue Angels and hearing them and my grandpa being with me and playing the radio that talked about all the pilots and me thinking they were so cool, and then going up in the Cessna and getting to fly around and feel like I was one of those, I really decided that I really wanted to become one of them for real.
We are excited to support more students. We honestly couldn't think of a better way to celebrate my dad's life, and our family is beyond grateful for everyone who's made this scholarship possible to date. We couldn't do it without every single person who has donated to help get these students into airplanes. And, what we want to do to keep it going is continue to receive that sort of support for folks who are excited to enable students like Spencer and Nathan and Peter and many others along the journey, as well as getting students excited about aviation and encouraging those who already are to apply.
I learned about the Winton Scholarship from my teacher, Mrs. Gray. She's the sponsor of my aviation club that I helped found and am now president of. And I was really motivated to apply afterwards because it would be the start to my pathway of becoming a pilot.
We have one young man who's in the process of getting his private pilot license now. We have another young man who is coming up on his first successful year at the Air Force Academy. That's quite an achievement. And part of that achievement was the fact that he was able to get into this flying program because the Air Force saw this and said, wow, this guy's going after it all by himself here. I think the Winton Scholarship Program had a lot to do with that.
It really brings me to tears when I think about how my dad would feel knowing what we've been able to do so far in his name, and I am just beyond grateful, and I know our whole extended family is beyond grateful to be able to, carry forward his legacy through this scholarship. And we couldn't, like I said earlier, do it without every single supporter who supported us thus far and everyone to come.